G'day, it's Garry, Vlogger Garry, Grace Faith Christian Discipleship, and this is part B of the video that I've made at Ben's place this morning, down here in Dubbo, New South Wales. And my vlogging camera cuts off after 30 minutes, and so I've made this a part A and part B video. So here I am walking up the back of Ben's block, and it looks like Ben and, is it Ben? I don't know. Oh yeah, Ben and Gloria are coming over in front of me. There they are, in one of Ben's utes. So they're driving around in front. And I'm doing it on Shanks's pony, on foot. So the backdrop that you can see behind me is, what do we got over here? The backdrop you can see behind me is the neighbour's property. As I walk across here, now I'm going to say this is an old set of ploughs. Let me just turn around. Actually, you'll be looking into the sun when I turn around. Can you see that there? Definitely ploughs. I can see the blades of the plough. I don't even know which direction you pull it from, and I don't know whether that's pulled behind a horse and cart or pulled behind a tractor, but the sun is so bright here, it's a little bit hard for me to. Okay, I can see the drawbar down here. Yeah, and I can hear horses neighing. I've got to watch out. I don't want to get bitten on the shoulder from a horse. Never heard of anyone getting bitten by a horse before. Well, Ben's got the proof. And what do we got up here? We've got another piece of machinery. I imagine this is machinery that was left on the property when Ben bought it. Oh, it's not machinery, it's another trailer. A little throwback trailer with a pump. And on the ground here, I can see, can you read that backwards? Fire, F-I-R-E. So that's obviously, well, to me it's pretty obvious. Hey, it's not going anywhere. Have a look at that. But that's a pump. Maybe that's something that was owned by the local volunteer fire brigade. Yeah. So it's a water container with a Davy pump on the front end of it, to fight fires. Yeah. So let me get back on track. You got to watch out these fallen logs when you step over them. If something doesn't jump out on the other side and latch onto the back of your ankle. And there's lots of fallen log on the ground right here where I'm walking. Yes, Eric, I'm making another vlog. How about that? This is good. Yeah, I love it. I just, there's been plenty of opportunity to vlog, but time has been the thing. Time. Where, you've got to stay focused on the main game, and that is to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, because time is so short. You can see what's going on in the world today, that we are in end times. You know, am I saying I know when the end will come? Absolutely not. But I'm saying that you can see the signs. And at this stage of the geopolitical events in the world, Israel's not seriously under attack. The moment that happens is when you can see, because I'm like seeing what I read in the Bible and looking at the events that are going on during my life. Everybody said we're in the end times since the 1st century AD. But yes, at some stage or other, the age of grace, this time that we're in, this generation, will come to an end. And so you can know the seasons. You might not know when the end is coming, because that's in the Father's hands, God the Father I'm talking about. Anyway, I was just saying, the time is short. I can see what Ben's talking about. See, he's got this track that I'm walking up. Well, that wasn't clear until he bought the property, so he's cleared all this so that he can actually drive a vehicle around. Because you got to remember, this is, well, it's not heavily wooded, but it's more than lightly wooded. And in the case of bushfires, you need to be able to get around your property to be able to, if you can, fight the fire. So access to the fire is very important. So you must have used that little end loader, because I don't think he brought a machine in, to clear this route around his property. So here we come to the back corner. Tell you what, the fences are in pretty good condition. It's got chain wire, square chain wire, and barbs as well. Looks like the barbs have been added later, or maybe no, the barbs are galvanized barbed wire. How many strands? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 strands of barb, and then square chain wire. It's too big for rabbits. Maybe, I don't know why the square chain wire would be necessary. Obviously it's to keep something bigger than the squares out of your property. I don't know what they are. So if I look over the fence at the neighbour's property, oh, he's got even smaller chain. He's got like chicken wire on his. You see over there? I'm looking at the neighbour's fence. I can't see where I'm poking the camera, but I'm looking in the general direction, because we're at the back corner right now, the back corner of the property, and this back section has not been freshly cleared like the other, so I've got to be careful where I'm walking. There's a clear spot to stand. And okay, so this back section of fence looks a lot newer than the side section, because the posts, I mean, they're just star pickets, but they're hot dip galvanized star pickets. Hot dip galvanizes forever, and all the wires brand new. You can see the square wire. Don't know what the squares. I'll ask Ben when we get back. So I'll spin around and show you where we're heading. So this is the back fence Ben's back fence. Ben's backyard. You hear the birds? Praise God, what a magnificent place. A blessed young man. Not sure how old Ben is. I think he's just turned 40. And yeah. So here we are. And you're going to say, what are those birds, Gary? Well, me being a city slicker, I have absolutely no idea. I guess I'd say Kurrajongs. Is Kurrajong a word? I don't know. Maybe I just invented it. Maybe I just named the bird. Suppose I should have brought water with me, shouldn't I? Oh well. I can always send you guys to get me a glass of water. Joking. Just joking. We left Bunbury last. When did we leave? 6 p.m. on Sunday after packing the house up ready for the new tenants. Jumped in we sold our caravan just before we decided to head over east. And Gloria said to me, "Oh, do you think we made a mistake?" No, we didn't make a mistake selling the caravan because we sold it for more than we bought it for, and we'd lived in it for 4 years. So how can that be a mistake? And yeah, so which left us with, what do we do? Go and buy another caravan? Well, we looked at that, but they're too expensive in Western Australia because they're all manufactured over east. So we decided to take the minimalist approach, and I bought a box trailer, loaded the box trailer up, and here we are. We've crossed the continent, and it took us 5 days of driving. I think it's 5. Let me count it up on my hand. We left at 6 p.m. on Sunday, last Sunday. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night we got here. So that's 5 days of travel. And some of those days were, the last 2 days were both 800-kilometre days, which is a fair bit of driving. So, but we did it pretty easily. As we went on with the trip, we got better organised because we've got a trailer behind us. And the first couple of times we stopped, I had to get stuff out of the trailer. Well, that was a real, what we call a pain. So I got better organised, and the things that we needed on a daily basis I put in the vehicle, and things we didn't need on a daily basis I put in the trailer, which obviously you do from the start if you're better organised than I was at the start. But anyway, it took us about 3 days to get organised, so we're pretty organised now. And Gloria keeps telling me this is the last time that we're doing it this way. So that's fine. So obviously she thinks we're going to do it again. This is the last time we're doing it. She didn't just stop there. She said this is the last time we're doing it this way. So how are we going to do it next time? Well, she said we still need to keep something that's fuel efficient and low profile, the absolute necessities of life for travel in Australia. So that you don't have to stay overnight in accommodation houses, which are, I think our standard are just, you're accustomed to a certain standard of living, and if the accommodation you're paying to stay in isn't up to that standard, you go, this is the pits. And that's how we felt about most of the accommodation that we stayed in. So what we plan on doing is probably purchasing a pod to go behind our four-wheel drive. A pod being basically a bed on wheels, a bed that's got a few of the comforts of life, like refrigeration, and yeah, just a shower. Yeah, the toilet side of it, or bathroom, as the Americans call it, will have to be portable, because we don't want to have a massive big 3.5 ton vehicle like we had behind our Toyota Land Cruiser like we had before. So we want to scale down, especially weight wise, because I don't know whether you guys over there in America realise, but the price of fuel here in Australia, on the way across, because right now as I'm taking this video, we've got the trouble of the war going on in Ukraine, and we've got sanctions imposed against Russia, and so the fuel prices have gone over $2 a litre, and we're varying. Like in town here in Dubbo, I see the price of diesel being around about $2.30 a litre. As we were crossing the Nullarbor, it was as high as $2.90 a litre. And if you work that out in like a litre, we're talking a litre, not a gallon, we're talking a litre. That is very expensive, very, very expensive. So for us to cross Australia one way, fuel wise, I think to get to here we estimated about $1,300 in fuel, just to get from basically Perth to Dubbo, or Bunbury to Dubbo. Yeah, so that's why the 3.5 ton caravan that we had, it was a high profile caravan, because what happens when you have a really big caravan, you double your fuel consumption. So at the moment the Toyota Land Cruiser is getting about 13 litres per 100 kilometres. Well, if you are towing a 3.5 ton van that gets hit with headwinds, because it's a high profile van, basically a sea container on wheels, then your 13 litres per 100 kilometres can easily turn into 26 litres per 100 kilometres. And I'm going to turn this off and do part 3, because we're at 18 minutes now. So I'll be back in just one tick.